Good morning, everybody. We just completed another workout at Anytime Fitness. Oh, man. All right. There you go. Have a seat. Stay a while. Let's have a chat. So today we worked out chest, and it was a solid one. I stuck to my diet pretty well yesterday. I won't say it was perfect. We're still working on that. And I swear, if I had been sticking to my diet this entire time, I'd be diced right now. But on the bright side, the cut is going a lot slower than expected. But when it goes slower, I mean, you can look at it as you maintain more muscle. But that's just an excuse for me not to stick to my diet. So we're not going to go there. Okay, just do better, Jason. Do freaking better. So chest day. Chest day was different. I was wanting to test my shoulder and do a couple exercises that usually bother it, and we'll get to that soon. So we started off chest with a rotator cuff warm-up. I need to put my phone up there. Hold on. But we started with the rotator cuff warm-up, and, you know, it felt pretty good. I pushed it, I know warm-up, you're not really supposed to push it harder, but rotator cuff, I'm wanting to strengthen it as well as warm it up. So I pushed it a little bit. I stood a little bit farther out with the resistance band, and, you know, it felt pretty good. I felt like it was a really good warm-up, which led to me trying something. But I started the same way I always do with cable presses. I did a few sets kind of light, not really resting a whole lot, to get my body familiar with what was going to happen next. And then we did 3 sets there. Of course, focusing on a decently deep stretch, pushing the weight out with my chest, and it felt like a really, really good, it's always a good start because my chest was full of blood, and I was going to go from there to do the supine press like I have been, but I decided I wanted to try some incline dumbbell press. But I didn't want to push it too hard right off the bat, so I just grabbed the 50s. And I'd say it felt about 70% good as opposed to 20% good. Because when I was doing incline press before, when I was aggravating my shoulder, just the position and the type of stretch it puts you in, it was really bothering my shoulder. But it felt okay. So I didn't go too deep on the stretch because I was a little worried about putting myself in a compromised position, but it felt pretty good. And then I grabbed the 60s, nice and slow, didn't push myself too hard on it. So overall, I would say I'm headed in the right direction when it comes to the dumbbell incline press. But we'll get there soon. This person pull out. But we'll get there soon. I don't think I'm quite ready to start doing heavy incline presses just yet. But the fact that it did feel better is a very positive experience for me. And then I did cable flies. This one focused on the deeper stretch. Again, that one felt about 70% good, I'd say. So we're headed in the right direction. So with the cable flies, I wanted to get a decently deep stretch, moderate to lightweight, and pull together with my chest. I did 2 sets there. So far we did 3 sets of cable presses, 2 sets of incline dumbbell, and 2 sets of cable flies, which is 7 sets. And then I finished with the weight-assisted dips. I did 2 sets there. You know, decently deep stretch. Like, there's a limit to it, of course. I didn't want to go as deep as I possibly could because I can go pretty deep on that. But if I do that, I'm not able to really do enough reps. So I think there's some sort of balance to be had when it comes to the deep stretch. But after all that, chest felt pretty pumped. I did my pose down, and I did my 30 minutes of cardio, just walking on the incline. There was no running this time. So overall, it was a pretty good chest workout. Satisfied with what happened in there. And we're going to keep on pushing, keep on focusing on that diet, keep on focusing on showing up for myself every freaking day. And I mean, that's all you can do for yourself, right? So if you're struggling with getting results, just look at it in a subjective way. Like, take a couple steps back and look at your training plan, what you're eating, and don't beat yourself up too much, because if So earlier when I was recording, my camera's memory got full, so that's why the video stopped so suddenly. But I'm out of breath because I just got done filming another little video for a short, a bunch of push-ups and stuff. But I don't even know where I was on that video. But I will say, don't let that dreamer die. Keep the grind alive, and never, ever give up on yourself. Enjoy the workout.